Hi, thank you for joining me. It's hormone night in the sanctuary. I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to do a 30-minute meditation. And of course, there's an awful lot that goes on with our hormones. So I'm trying to compress the main things that I want to get to in just 30 minutes. So I'm just going to give you a layout for you what we're going to do. We're going to be grounding our hormones and looking at something, or I should say listening to something that I call your hormone pump. It's not a real thing. It's something I made up in order to give me information as to how the flow of hormones in the body is going. So at one point in the meditation, we're going to listen to our own hormone pump and listen to the flow of hormones coming out of our body, like at what pace are they coming. And I'm telling you this ahead of time so that you can know what to listen for. Normally, like if the hormones are being released in a consistent manner, you'll hear a consistent sound when you go to listen to your hormone pump. It will be something like psh, 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 maybe slower. But what I've heard with listening to people's hormone pumps is you can hear something that sounds splattering or like coughing. You can hear that there's something not right about how your hormones are coming out if it's not a consistent sound. So tonight we're going to listen to that, or you'll be able to listen to that, and we're going to ground the energy out of the hormones and the hormone pump that cause all of that inconsistent release of the hormones. So that's one of the things we're going to do. And then we're going to ground our glandular system, and I'll walk you through a couple of glands that we're going to pay particular attention to clean off. And that being said, we have both spirits in male bodies and in female bodies in the sanctuary tonight. So when I talk about the female grounding, I'm also going to be talking about the male grounding, so those of you in male bodies can do the male grounding. All right, so there you have it. We're going to go ahead and get started. You can seat yourself comfortably in a chair, put your feet hips distance apart, flat on the ground, and go ahead and close your eyes and start to bring all of your awareness about yourself and the day to a point right behind your eyes in the center of your head. Now, paying attention to the base of your spine, you have a spinning energy center there called your first chakra. And we're going to use that location to create an energy tool called a grounding cord. A grounding cord is a simple line of energy that's going to tie the base of your spine at your first chakra to the center of the planet. So you can just draw a line of energy that goes from the base of your spine straight down through your chair, through the floor, all the way through the planet until you get to the very center of the planet. And then figure out a way to tie that grounding cord down so that it's firmly anchored. And make sure that the connection at the base of your spine is nice and strong, because we're going to use this line of energy to release energy. So to make it slick, you could put some oil on it, or you could imagine a waterfall around it, or you could open that line up like a tube to release energy. We're going to go ahead and use this grounding cord now. And the first energy I'd like you to look around your aura for is the energy of noise. I want you to quiet your body down and listen to hear if you can hear any chatter or noise in your head. And that's an energy that you can actually release down your grounding cord. So let's go ahead and clear out the noise right now. And then take a look around your aura and see if you are holding on to any frustrations Frustrations are an energy too, and you can release that down your grounding cord right now. Just let go of any frustrations that you still are holding on to. And if you have any projects that are going on in your life, whether they're personal or work related, and they're incomplete, just say hello to them, move them off to the side. Let your thoughts about them be detached for the next half hour. And we're going to go ahead and create a gold sun above your head. You've already been releasing energy, and we want to replenish that. So imagine a great big warm gold sun above your head, and bring that in through the top of your head and fill up your whole body with that gold energy. All right, now we're going to put on a female or a male grounding. I'll go ahead and describe the female grounding first. You're going to put a tube underneath your uterus, and that tube drops into your main grounding cord. So it's a grounding cord into another grounding cord. And the same thing is true for spirits in male bodies. You're going to create a tube underneath your prostate and let that grounding cord drop into your regular grounding cord. Then in the female body, you're going to ground each of your ovaries into that tube that you just created for your uterus. So you can draw a simple line of energy from your left ovary into that uterine grounding, and a line of energy connecting your right ovary into the uterine grounding. In the male body, you're going to be grounding your testes into your prostate grounding. So ground the left testy into the grounding cord and ground the right testy into the prostate grounding cord. Good. And then everybody has sciatic nerves coming up on their backside. Kind of the top of them are around your butt dimples. And you're going to ground your left sciatic nerve into either your uterine grounding cord or your prostate grounding cord, and also ground your right sciatic nerve into your uterine or prostate grounding cord. Good. And one of the things that you can ground as you use that specific grounding is, if you are in a male body, you can be grounding female energy out of your male grounding. And if you're in a female body, you can be releasing the male energy out of your grounding. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start our meditation with a bubble for hormones. So out on or in front of you, imagine a big white movie screen, and you're going to visualize, excuse me, excuse me, a clear bubble. And as you imagine this clear bubble, you're going to postulate that it represents the energy of your hormones. We're going to put a grounding cord underneath the bubble so that we can release energy from it while we look at it. So draw a line of energy underneath the bubble all the way down to the center of the planet and anchor that bubble into the center of the planet. Go ahead and start to ground any heavy or dark energy that you find in that bubble for your hormones. You could release blacks or browns, grays, any heavy colors. Now, the first thing we're going to do as we ground the hormone bubble is you can imagine inside this bubble a pump. And if you want, you can visualize it as a pump or just have the postulate that there's a hormone pump in it. Excuse me. And you're going to have to be very quiet and go within to listen to the sound that your hormone pump makes. And it's going to express to you the rate at which your hormones are being released in your body right now in present time. So go ahead and take a moment to listen to your own hormone pump. If you find that the sound is inconsistent, we're going to just postulate grounding the energy out of your hormones that's causing the disruption. So ground that bubble. And say hello to any medical energy that might be affecting your hormones. You can go ahead and ground that out. As well as any medicine that you take that might be affecting your hormones. And go ahead and say hello to stresses that affect your hormones. Anxiety, frustration, stress itself. See if you find any of that in your hormone bubble and go ahead and release that. And what you're looking for in your hormone bubble is a color that looks to you like it's what I would call like your pure information on your hormones. If you are in a male body, I would ground your father's energy out of your hormones. And if you're in a female body, I would ground your mother's energy out of your hormones. All right. Go ahead and start to create a great big gold sun above the bubble for your hormones. You can call back your energy from the week and bring it into that gold sun. And then bring that gold sun in through the top of your head. Again, let it fill up every cell of your body. And bring in a great big gold sun into the bubble that you are using for your hormones. Fill that in. And when you're done filling in your bubble, go ahead and explode the bubble. We want to dismiss all that energy, or I should say disperse it. So you could put a bomb underneath it and blow it up. You could pop it, whatever you want to do to annihilate that bubble. Go ahead and do that. Great. Now you're going to create a second bubble, and this bubble is going to represent your glandular system. So create the bubble with the postulate. This bubble represents all your information and energy in your glandular system, and ground that bubble to the center of the planet. I'm going to walk you through some glands actually to ground. And the first one that we're going to work on is the pituitary. So you can do this by using the bubble for your glandular system, but just say hello to your pituitary. And one of the things we want to do is, if you are a spirit in a female body, you want to ground the male control energy off of your pituitary. If you're a spirit in a male body, you want to ground the female control energy off of your pituitary. So go ahead and do that right now. You might find that as a darker energy, or it might be a colored energy. You'll have to look at it for yourself, but ground that. The pituitary gland manages so many functions for us. And if there's control energy on it, it's not going to perform at its optimum. So we want to clear all of that control energy off. If you've never looked at your pituitary before, it might be kind of thick, and some of it might actually be hardened, which is okay because you can still ground that and soften it up. Good. Next, in your bubble for your glandular system, say hello to your thyroid gland and ground that. The thyroid gland is in your throat, and what I'm hearing come out of it as you work on it is a lot of yelling and screaming. So you might say hello to the noise coming out of your thyroid gland. And ground that. Check the bubble for any dark energies that have to do with your thyroid gland and just release those. And next, say hello to your parathyroid gland. That sits a little bit below and behind the thyroid. And say hello to your adrenals and ground them. Next is the pancreas. And then say hello to your thymus and ground that. There's a lot of unconscious energy coming out of the thymus. So if you feel yourself getting a little sleepy, that's the unconscious energy coming out. You can just say hello to that and ground it. All right. And we're just going to give an additional grounding to the testes and the ovaries. They're being grounded in the grounding cords, but say hello to them in the bubble that you have for your glandular system and ground any energy that is stuck in your testes or ovaries. Go ahead and create a great big gold sun above your bubble for your glandular system. Fill it up with lots of warm gold energy. And then fill in the bubble for your glandular system. And once it's filled in with gold, blow it up. We're going to create one more bubble, and that is for your hormone pump again. I would like you to listen to the sound of your hormone pump now that you've grounded your glandular system. Go ahead and ground a bubble for your hormone pump and ground it. It's important that you ground it to the center of the planet so you can hear it accurately. And go ahead and listen. All right, go ahead and create a gold sun above your hormone pump bubble. Fill that bubble in with gold and blow it up. And then create a great big bubble of gold above your own head. Collect up any energy outside of your body that you're ready to bring back in. And fill yourself up completely with the gold. And when you're ready, go ahead, open your eyes and come on out of trance. Nice job. I'm just going to take a moment and look at everyone. The bodies have really calmed down, and I wanted to show you that that technique or that tool of a hormone pump so that you can use that on your own in your own meditations. You know, if you feel something's off with your hormones, you can listen to them this way and be able to tell what's going on, but not just be able to hear what's going on. Now you know that you can actually ground the energy because we just went through the glandular system, and you can actually make a visible, or I should say an audible change in your hormones. Good job. I just want to tell you about the class coming up next week. I think it's next week. It's the miracle class, and it's on Thursday night. And we play with miracle energy for the whole class. So for an hour and a half, we clean out our miracle energy, and then we run our miracle energy through a lot of different spaces to clean them out for the new year. I love this class. I teach it every December, and I want to invite you all wholeheartedly to it. So that's next Thursday night. And then later on in the month, we have a Seek and You Will Find. And I think, there's a healing next Tuesday on humor. So we have two more things coming up in the sanctuary this month, the humor healing, and then the Seek and You Will Find, and the miracles. That's actually 3. I'm not a mathematician. All right, so that's what's coming up. And trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to tell you. Not that I can think of. So thank you for joining me tonight, and you can practice using your hormone pump at home. And I look forward to you next Thursday night in the miracle class. Got my eyes on you. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me tonight.